What is going on, people? Tunde again from Ceasar Graphics. If you're new to my channel, remember to hit the subscribe button, and if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. And please help someone with this video. Kindly share on your social media pages just to help people who are also looking forward to learn how to use color. For when I started graphic design, getting the right color for my project is always a serious issue. All right, so I decided to go online and then do a lot of research, and I was able to finally get the way out on how to use colors in design. So I'm going to be sharing the secret with you today. But so I put it here that color, it defines importance, and then it creates visual interest. It generates emotion, and these are the typical meaning of colors. So we have red, which can be used for passion, it can be used for love, it can be used for anger, and it can be used for immediacy. And then for green, green can be used for natural, growth, fresh, healthy. Blue can be used for trust, stability, loyalty, and so on. So you can pause this video and then just look at the meaning of the colors. And if I did this one for the industries. All right, so we have red for food, we have red as sports, it can be defined as entertain, and it can be defined as children. So if you're doing a logo for a company, I would advise you use this to come up with the colors you're going to use for the logo. So just come here, then pick the colors that go with what the company is into. We have these three guys that always help with getting different shades of colors. So if you can understand these three options here, I'm telling you, using colors for your design is going to be very, very easy. Okay, so I'm going to start with hue. So hue simply represents the color itself. All right, and then saturation helps with getting different shades. Permit me to use that, like different shades of the color. All right, so it's either you saturate the color, you oversaturate the color, or you desaturate it. I'll be going deeper into that before the end of this training. All right, so we have the value. All right, so this simply controls the strength of the color. All right, it controls the brightness and the darkness of the color. So if you want it to be too bright, you use the value. If you want it to be too dark, you can use the value to do that. Let's go straight to Photoshop so you guys can understand what I'm trying to say here. Okay, now I'm on Photoshop now, and I'm going to go to my foreground box here. Okay, so I have my foreground here. Now, as you can see, the color I'm at the moment is red. So if I change this to, let's say 50, let's say 12. Now you see I'm beginning to see this orange look, but let's use something different so you guys can see. All right, now you can see I'm using 45 here, and this is similar to gold here. All right, so the figure, like what I said, that the hue represents the color. All right, so if you change any figure here, you are simply going to see that this color will change. But I'm going to go back to 5, which is the red again, just for you to get what I'm trying to say here. Okay, so for the saturation, like I said saturation controls the strength of, it gives us different shades of the hue. So if I say if I want it to be too bright now, let's say I want the red to have a pinkish color, I am going to just hit 45 here, and then you see I'm beginning to see this pink feel here. Now the brightness, which is the value, all right, so this controls the strength, which is the brightness, and the darkness of the color. So if I want to make this dark, so what I'll just do is I'm going to just hit let's say 23. Now you see I'm beginning to see this brownish feel. All right, so I have brown here now, but if I want to make it go back to its original color, which is red, I'll just, all right, so if I make it 100, I'm still going to get the exact color of red. So I believe you get the idea now. Let's go down to the color harmony. Now if you look at this beautiful artwork from Malta, you see that we have this analog color on it. So if you look at this project now, I have this first color here, which is red. All right, so I have the dark shade of red here. Now the value of this is the dark part. So I have this here now. Now, if you look at the color number 2, which is orange, you see we have this shade of orange on this side of the artwork, and then we also have it on this side. All right, also have it on this side, and then the yellow, all right, is here on the artwork. We also have the shade of yellow here. So this is the analog option. This is the analog harmony option here. And if I go to the next slide now, I have the same analog. So we have the 3 colors selected. Now, how to spot the analog is the 3 colors that are next to each other. All right, that is why we have, if you look at what I have here, you see it's similar to what I just mentioned. Okay, so the first color here is also red, and then the orange is the second color, which is here, and then we have the yellow as the background and the sun here. So let's go down to the next color, which is the complementary. Now the complementary is picking the colors that are opposite each other. Now on this project, I have orange as my background, and I have blue as my background. So the smoke effect is orange, and then the cloud effect is blue. Now the color on the guy's outfit is the same color with the orange, but this is highly saturated. All right, now allow me to quickly explain this to you, please. If you are trying to mix color or use more than one colors for your project, all right, let's say for example you have colors on your background, and then your subject too is putting on another color. All right, my advice is first check the color on the outfit of your subject. So the color on that outfit is what you're now going to use to look at the color type of color harmony that you're going to use to mix the colors together. And don't forget, the color on your subject, that's the color of the purpose of the artwork, should be stronger than every other color. So the color on your subject should be highly saturated than the color of the background. I believe you understand what I'm trying to say here. So if you look at the sample I have here on my screen now, you'll notice that the color of my background is, the saturation is too low, it's desaturated. The same thing with the color of the orange, which is from the smoke effect or from the cloud. All right, now if you look at the one on my subject, it is highly saturated. So that's how to mix color for your project. Making everything too saturated is not going to give your design the desired look you want. So let's go to the next color option here. Now look at this. This is the same option with the first one, which is the complementary color. All right, now if you look at this project, is there's a silhouette of people, and then the 2 lights effect on this project actually gave it life. If you look at the cloud here, you see this blue effect. All right, this blue color here, and then the bottom part, you see this yellow. So the 2 colors here used here are from the colors facing each other on the complementary color. So this is how to spot the complementary harmony color. All right, now if I go to the next one, the monochromatic. Now this one is just the use of one color with different saturation. Now if you look at this poster, this Godzilla poster, you realize that it's only one color that you can see here, which is blue. Now but we now have different shade of blue, which is different saturation of blue, and then different value of the blue. If you look at this part of the artwork here, you see we have this dark shade of blue, which is a sign for you to know that the value of the blue here is dark. That's why you see this shade of blue here. And then for our next slide, we have the same monochromatic color, which is the use of one color. Now, like I said previously, you'll notice that my subject is highly saturated than the background. All right, so your background should not be the same color with your subject, which is what we have here. So the next option is the rectangle harmony, which is picking the colors in a rectangular form. So if you look at this project here, I have the orange, which is on the bottle with a dark shade, like the dark value of orange here, which is this. So this is the yellow here, and then we have the orange. And then in the background, we have the blue, which is this. All right. Then we have this navy blue option here. All right. Now, if you look at the text also, you see we still have the same blue on it. If I go to the next one now, which is the split complementary color. Now, look at this. You'll discover that on this one, we have this purple fill, this shade of purple on our subjects. If you look at the purple here, you see it's not too saturated, it's desaturated. All right, we have this shade of purple, shade of violet, excuse me, on our subject here, and then we have the blue on our background with different version of saturation of blue, and then with the value added to the versions. All right, and then we have the yellow on the name, as this color on the text is what made this artwork complete with the split complementary harmony. You can also use this for logo design. All right, because if you look at this Firefox logo, you see we have this split complementary option. So on the globe, we have the blue, all right, on the globes with different saturation. Okay, so on the fox, all right, we have this orange feel right here. All right, we have the combination of orange and yellow, which is this right here. Okay, so that's how to use the complementary color. Is always in the form of triangle. So I have these two posters here. The first one is this, the inside out. All right, so if you look at the guy with the fire on his head, you see this red, all right, on it. All right, we see red on it, and then on the background we have blue. All right, we have this shade of blue. We have this dark shade of blue on the background, and for the characters on this one we have green, and then we have another shade of green on this one here, and then for the yellow is on the fire. All right, the fire on the these guys here represent the yellow. Okay, and then if you look at the background, we still have some shade of red on the background, and then the cloud with the blue and the rest. Okay, so let's go to the next one, which is this. Okay, so if you look at this option, is similar to the first one, but this one is called the Triadic. So for this one, you are only allowed to use 3 colors. All right, so on this one we have first the blue, which is the blue on the outfit of the character, and then if you look at the background, we still have the shade of blue on the background with a dark value. All right, a dark value of blue, and then on the red, we have the red on the on this lady here, and then we also have it on the logo, on the Superman logo, and then we have it on the back of our character here. And then for the yellow, you see we have this. All right, so this is the yellow here. Now, most of all these posters you see out there, this is what most of those designers do. All right, they go to the color harmony to pick the option they want and then use it to do the poster, and you see the poster is always looking attractive to the eye. So please and please, I would advise you not to, like what I said earlier, don't over saturate all the colors in your project. It won't make it look nice. I'm repeating it again. All right, and the second should have the highest saturation. All right, the background can have low saturation, and then the purpose of your design should have the highest saturation. And when you're doing any design, be it flyer, or you're trying to work on a logo, or you're trying to do even in animations, all right, always come here, always use you always use the color harmony to pick your colors, and I bet you're going to enjoy the results. All right, then I have sites here where you can get inspirations for colors on the internet, because I know some of us are always having, I'm sure some of us will have issue with knowing the right saturation to use for your background when you are coming up with your design. So I have this list of website here where you can go and then pick colors with different saturation, and then one with the highest contrast. All right, so always go here to pick your colors. I do this a lot. All right, and then lastly, my advice for you is to have fun. All right, don't be too afraid to use color on your project. Don't be too afraid to to make choice of any color when you're working on any design. And don't forget, if you're working on any project and then you want to tell a story with the project, simply go to the definition of the colors to know the right color to use for your project. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and please, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll make sure I always do stuff like this so as to help you guys grow in your in graphic design. Okay, so I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next tutorial. Peace.